Hello there. This is the emergency Let's Talk. So, I'm going to be bringing some really good information on this video. I'm still a little sick and I have a little bit of a fever, but I'm doing fine. Good enough, right? Because God is good. So, one of the main things that I really want to speak about is internet influence. People who are uploading videos who might believe that because I did a few, I deserve to be a great YouTuber. Maybe a few who did some videos and now they're just addicted to uploading videos and want to become an influencer or a person who can make a lot of revenue from YouTube. Let me tell you, it's not easy to be a great influencer. Most people don't understand this. Some people wonder why you have great influencers that are no longer great. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's impossible. And listen to this. It's impossible to be relevant for 10 years straight. It just is. There's no such thing as 10 years relevancy. Most people are relevant for maybe, I'll give you about, at the most 7. Maybe 7. Maybe. And that's cutting it. Because there's always someone new, there's always somebody who's more fresh, who's gonna add something that, maybe you just not adding. People are tired of seeing you. And I'm a person who know about this. Breaks are important, so people, when they see you again, this is a great interaction and a great way to get back in touch with your fans and subscribers and whatnot. But I'm a person who could really speak on this because I have a lot of accolades with especially YouTube in the gaming world, as people might have known me as Champ Las Vegas, 5th in the world on the leaderboard, ranked. And Naruto Shinobi Strikers. Also, that's in 2020, and then we have 2015 where I was ranked 97 in the world for WWE 2K14, and also for J Star I took on rank 90 and defeated them, which was a great clash up, which is on my channel. You can check out 41,000 views. And also another one of my impressive accolades, of course, was being one of the great, as you might know, this game called Warzone, Call of Duty. Also was ranked 115, and I was ranked #1 for most assists. And that was in 2022. So when you look at that accolade and grade of gaming, I captured the culture for a very long time in the gaming world, and now I do podcasts and talk and whatnot and connect with others. But I had a good 6 years tender of people knowing me and knowing me on the internet, knowing me for my excellent gameplay and my great advice on the game and how to break it down and how to make it very simple of how to move and how to win games with strategy and using your brain. Now, I do want to say that when you have, like me on my channel, I have 800 plus thousand views. That's the entirety of my channel. Now, some people might be saying, oh, well, that's small. Well, not really. Most people won't really get to that much viewership because not only is it really tough, because unless you get just like 200,000 views on one video or whatnot, it's a tough feat to get to 1 million views on some people's channel, especially if you're a partner for the year. That's amazing because you made a lot of money, you generated in revenue or whatnot. But if you're not a partner and you're doing this, definitely it's a great feat because you made, that means you're influenced. That means you're an influencer. Once you get up to 800 and a million views, that means that's how many people are watching your videos. They're watching you, and now you're an influencer. In which we have a lot of great influencers right now on the internet, and they keeping you entertained. They keeping you watching on your phone. They keeping you listening and drawing you in. And there's great podcasts, and there's great gamers. There's all type of stuff on the internet that can keep you for hours, especially cooking. Me, I love to go on the internet and watch people cook food. I like the channels. I like to see different dishes and different cultures across the world and whatnot. So for me, that's really my type of videos. But I can understand how for some people it's not. But when we're talking about great influencers and people who are uh, really making great decisions in this revenue game, and they're reinventing the game, salute to them. Salute to all of them. You might see me. I'm wearing my original shirt here. It says California on it. I'm from California. I'm a native, and living in that area, is born of plenty of stars and people who are very good at being a huge present on the internet. And one of the things about the internet is it's growing, it's bigger, it's exciting, and a lot of people are now gravitating to working on the internet, over the internet, in any source or force or fashion. Which there are a lot of jobs now opening up where you can work on the internet, and now you can have a position where you can do software and management and all type of different things. And this is something that most people are going to look into, especially if they're young. I'm not saying that old people can't do it, because I think they're more than capable. But, it's for this internet stuff, generally more young people just apply to it than older people who generally want to do things how they grew up in their era and things in that way. But the internet is never changing. As you can see, it's only growing. It's becoming bigger. It's becoming better wages. It's becoming the future, which we always heard. The future is on the internet. And you have so many .coms and so many ways to make money and spread your influence, whether it's good or bad. And then for me, I hope it's good. I want a lot of good influencers on the internet versus bad. I always say have positivity. And like I said, sweating here from the flu that I still have. I have a fever. So trying to get this emergency talk out. It's better than just laying in bed and being sick all day. So I'd rather get up and do this emergency talk. I think we need some people who can understand how to understand how to maneuver. Because there's too many people who wants to do this internet thing forever. And I want to say, no. If you are an influencer, you have a good 7 years at best. But if you think you're going to do this for 10 years straight, you're not. Unless you can name me one influencer who been here for 10 years, consistent. Drop a name for me. I don't know anyone who has been consistent for 10 years making revenue off of any network. And it's because that's a long time to do this. I'm young, a lot of other people are young. Some people, as you can see, that's on the internet, it's like 40, 50 years old now. They're big. But for those other years, they was on the internet trying to get traction, trying to get fan base, trying to understand it, trying to, there's a lot of names that I can name that's, they're old. There is they're in their late 30s or their 40s and early 40s. You know, they're 50. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you look at it realistically, look how long they've been doing this. So if you're thinking about quitting or giving up, it's like you have to really look at. Yeah, you might have did 6 months, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, but that's nothing. Generally, most people have been on the internet for many, 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 many years. Such as myself, I've been doing this since I was a kid. I was a teenager. So doing it now, I don't look at it as, oh, well, I've been doing this for 10 years. Even though before I became partner with YouTube, I, of course, was previously all those other years doing it. I remember when I had 4 subscribers. And I thought I would never get more than 4 subscribers. And the next thing I know, I had 100 subscribers. And that was probably like a year and a half later. And I was like, okay, I got a little traction and maybe want to go. And I got 200 subscribers. And then the next thing I know, I start building and people start recognizing me in the game, saying, hey, Champ Las Vegas. And I start going for more leaderboards and trying to be greater on it. Unfortunately, I had to work and things like that, so my schedule didn't allow me just to sit around and play video games and become the greatest at it, like I would have liked to done. But overall, when I did become partner with YouTube and I was able to start learning the ins and outs and start learning the revenue and start learning how to build, all these people that I never heard of before in those years came out of nowhere with big names, and now we have a Twix star. I remember when Twix first started, and now we have this star, and I was like, wow, where are these? For me, they came out of nowhere, but then I realized like, oh, they was doing this before I even started on YouTube. They was already have old videos of them when they was young doing it. And so that's what made me realize, okay, well, I might be an old man about the time I'm able to be a great presence on YouTube. I'm just thankful for all the subscribers that I do have and all the likes and comments that I do get. All I can tell people who are doing the same thing that I'm doing is keep doing it. Unless you're tired of it. If you have something better to do in life and you can make money somewhere else, go do it. But if this is your passion, you want to do it, do this. Do I have a passion for this? I wouldn't say exactly a passion for it. Do I have a determination? Yes, most definitely. I think because my influence that I had over everyone all over the world, Japan, China, Russia, Jamaica, Mexico, America, Canada, Ireland, my heavily presence that I had in all those different cultures and all those different countries and generations. That's what pushed me to keep going and keep making videos and to keep talking and to keep inspiring people and giving them inspiration. One thing you'll learn down the road is you can't trust. You can't trust the construction, the building, the people. Because I know a team sounds great. And it is great to have a team. I don't have a team. Some people say they don't have a team, they have a team. And what I mean is they're kissing someone's butt, and they're trying to pull these people in and this and that. And I know what you're saying. Oh, well, it's a marketing. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to grab these people. You're supposed to, but it's a way to do it. There's a way to have respect about yourself when you do it. And some people just don't have that respect at all. And for me, of course, I got offered to join teams, and people told me, oh, well, come over here and you can do this, and you can. But I don't want to be a lacking in somebody's team. I just don't. I've been offered a job to be an editor on someone's team, and they're big now. They're huge. I didn't want that job because this is the two things, right? I'd rather do content for myself, by myself, created by myself, and have 100% knowledge that I did it myself. God knows I did it myself. Than to use someone else, right? To gravitate somebody else and use them to build something that they're the face of. That at the end of the day, when they don't want you to be a part of it anymore, you're not going to be a part of it anymore. If they say, oh, this is all I'm going to give you, that's all they're going to give you. So, and a lot of people don't understand that. It's the same thing in everything. It's the same thing on basketball teams. Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, for example. Who was really the better basketball player? Who was really the person who was really, helping? Both of them was, but both of them don't get the same credit, the same attention. So there's always a face to everything. And then you have to realize, do you want to make the face or you say no? I'm fine with that because some people want credit for the things that they did and that they feel great about. And I think that's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a leader or not being underneath someone. You don't have to be a follower. Some people feel like, oh, let me suck everybody up so they can win. This is a tactic. You could be on someone's team right now and be better than them at creating content, just like anything else. But you can be a content creator right now, helping someone, and you're actually better or funnier or just any. You could be a gamer and you're on a team, but you're a better player at the game than that other person. But now, because you're stuck in that team and he's the face, he gets all the praise, he gets all the revenue, he gets all the, so there's an upside and a downside to it. Of course, when he wins, you wins. But when he lose, you lose. And you lose badly because you're in the background, you're the back player. And you're going to be looked at as that way always. Always you're going to be a lackey. So that's why I never chose to be a lackey to anyone. No matter if I was playing a game, I was never on someone else's team. I built my own team. And had people in my team that was, terrible and great. I met great and terrible players at the same time. And the same thing in this YouTube. No, I don't want to be a team member. I don't want to be a team member. I'm fine with that. And, you try to make friends along the way and things like that and try to be nice to people. But generally, I say focus on yourself because that's the most important. And people who are much bigger than me in this internet world, they learn that right after they make it big somehow. They don't never know that when they're at the bottom, but when they come big, they know that. And I learned that the hard way in life too, just outside of the internet world, but in real life, I helped a lot of people that, generally, what can I say, you help people and you do the best you can and you give, and people look at it like you're supposed to do that or you are... or you didn't do enough for them. So, it's just life at that point. It's life. This is emergency me. Like, I have to tell this because people don't understand it. That's a part of life. Like, that's life. Some people are going to Some people are going to understand that, and others are not. But the one thing that I want you to take from this is that don't let people destroy your image. Don't let people make you something you're not. Don't join people who don't respect you, or you're not getting what you want to get out of that uh, relationship. Whatever it is. If you're expecting something, tell that person that that's what you want, and get it. If you don't get it, leave. I listen to a lot of people that I talk to. I have mutual friends of other friends and things like that, and everybody always say, uh, why I'm not angry about a lot of things that transpired for me, like me just always being good and giving. I always tell people, like, I don't really get angry about it because that's the path that God put me on. That's the place. That's where God placed me. So for me, I'm a Christian always, and I'm gonna always be a Christian first, and before anything. And knowing God, I know He put me in those positions, and He gave me a choice, an opportunity, of which way I wanted to go, and whatever path I chose, I chose. But God was there with me. So when I chose a bad decision, and I was on a downfall, God was there. When I chose a good decision, God was there. So at the end of the day, God is going to tell. All this stuff. That's why I don't understand people. When people are mad or have hate in their heart, or they feel bad intentions about you and things like that, when all this stuff really don't matter at the end of the day. We're going to live life, and you're going to choose the person that you are. And you're going to keep being the person you are. Just keep being you. That's how I look at it. I know who I am as a person. Know who you are as a person. If you're not a person who live on your word, but you constantly tell someone else about their words, then, at the end of the day, you can answer that question for yourself. So what people don't understand about it is, just like an instance, this is why I said never get mad at no one, because everybody has their own mindset and their own thing. That's why I wish love and peace for everyone. I don't have any enemies, and I don't have anybody I ever did wrong, because how I look at it is I blessed everyone. Everyone who ever been around me have always been blessed, have always got the great stuff in life, always got a meal, got something from me. So I always deliver goods onto other people. So how I feel about life is that the same as the internet, is that you have to wonder what you want in the split second and moment. So that's why when anybody come to me, it's not to disrespect them or downplay them or belittle what they're doing. I just look at it. I mean, at a time when I was younger, not now, I'm older now, but when I was younger, I was a teen and I was doing this, and I was the greatest at gaming, and nobody could beat me and nobody was better than me. I felt insulted or offended. But now I'm older. I don't even play games anymore. But never know, I might come back, just to show some of these gamers how to do it. But before, that's how I felt when somebody would ask me, like, "Oh, well, come." I felt like, "Oh, they was disrespect." But now I'm older, and like I said, I don't even a gamer anymore, so this don't have anything to do with gaming. But people would ask me, "Hey, do you want to join my team? Do you want to this and that?" And I'm not downplaying someone else's channel or what they're doing or their goals or what they're gonna build, but it's always a no for me, because honestly, I want to make something big, and I'm the front liner of it, not something where I have a collective people. I don't even want a team underneath me, really. I don't even really want editors and things like that, because somebody always feel like they deserve the credit when it's multiple people in one room. Like even with the Sense podcast, like if I bring another person sitting there and they do a few episodes with me, or they might do, or we, do the whole year out, whatever, they're gonna feel like they deserve some type of credit, like they was the best person sitting there. Like, no, you wasn't the best person sitting there. You just was sitting there. You was talking. But you didn't bring the energy like me. You didn't delegate like me. You didn't talk like me. You didn't bring the knowledge like me. So that's how I feel about it. Like, you can't take me and then put me with somebody else's energy, and then we supposed to figure out who is the most liked, or who's the most views, or who's the most this and that. I don't want to battle with people. That's why I just want to really keep it simple and just do me. Because when you bring a lot of other people into the situation, you have to think about all that. Like, most people are not mature enough to realize that, hey, you know what, we're just building something, and I can catch my own traction without having to say I'm better than you. This is the same way. I don't have to say I'm better than somebody else to build myself up. I don't down other YouTubers to build myself up. I just talk about situations and things that in my life that pertains to me, and things that I see. But I'm not tearing no one down just to build them up, which I know that's what the internet love, because it's entertaining. I'm not going to dispute that, what's entertaining and what's not, but I'm just speaking the truth, that most people want you to have that type of argument or type of fight or type of conviction. Like, that's why I don't really be messing with those weirdos. Like, most of those people are weird. Or and then people in the comments, especially if you have Discord, they always trying to start something. They be like, oh, that person's better than you, or oh, he's the best one. And start feeling, when you don't have mature people around you, and start feeling their heads up, like, and start making them believe what they're hearing. That's what people don't understand. Like, they start believing them. What people telling them is still realizing, like, you know what, I'm in this position because we both doing our part. And for me, I don't really care about that nonsense unless we playing a video game. Then we can talk. We're on Call of Duty or something like that. We want to really talk about who's the best. It'll forever be me when we talk about Warzone, because I had #1 in assists. Assist is pretty much that whole game, because the game is built around teamwork unless you're playing solo. Who's going to play solo? Like, come on, man. Like, really, when a person get on Warzone, they not going to only play solo all the time. They going to play team. With a random person or a person they know, they going to play team. Because the game is really a team game, and always been that way. Call of Duty have always been a team-based game. Know why? Because it's Call of Duty. It's about the army. So, of course, you got teammates. It's about the army. The army, it's not one man unless you're talking about Call of Duty Ghosts. And guess what? He still had a team. It's the army, man. You got to have somebody. You got to have somebody talking to you to make things happen. So, it's a team, man. It's a team effort. And that's why the games are team deathmatch, team domination, team this, team. It's a team game. Duos, squads, trios. It's a team game, man. So, I want to say this too for people in life who say they boring alone. I never understood that. Like, you gotta come out of somebody regardless how you feel. Like, that person is still in the room, so you didn't come out alone. But people teach themselves weird and stupid independence. Now, some people gonna listening to me right now is like, what do you mean? I'm independent. No, you not, man. No, you not. If you live with someone, you're not independent. If you drive with someone else, you ain't independent. If it's like it's people don't understand how ridiculously hard being independent really is. Like, we really want to use that word, independent. by yourself. Like, you realize how hard that is? Declaration of Independence was signed by multiple people, not an independent person. Remember that. Everything in the world have something, someone. A tree have a bee have a tree. Like it's someone. Like they all work for the queen. Like if there's someone always that you're gonna have to maneuver around, unless you just take off all your clothes, head to the woods, and live off of yourself. Then you 100% independent. That is an independent person. You are independent, 100%. You won't hear nothing from me. And the reason I say you gotta take off all your clothes is because who made your clothes? You're not truly independent when you're wearing clothes that was made by other people. That's just the truth. Nobody want to hear that because they don't want to get up and actually be independent. And that's what this internet world made for people. This made a realm for people to be independent for the first time in their life, where you don't have a boss necessarily. But, and I say necessarily very linguistically, because you don't really, like, you still have a boss, but overall, you can make your own hours, which a lot of people love. But most jobs nowadays really allow you to do that. A lot of good jobs, they allow you to pick your own hours. They don't care about what hours you want to start when you want to go home, as long as you get the job done. So it just depends on what job you're doing. Because most jobs, really in America or anywhere, mostly in the world, they kind of work just like babysitters. They work off the babysitter's schedule. They don't work. So it's the same way in a lot of professions. Not just babysitter, but I'm just using them as a very simple one. But it's a lot of professions where they'll sit down with you and they'll say, hey, even as a cook, they will sit down with you and say, hey, what time can you come in? So say if they have on that schedule 10 p.m. to 7 p.m. You can say, oh, no, well, I got to do this at 10 p.m. So can I just do it 11 to 8? Or can I do 11 to 7:30? Blah, like, you can do that, and they'll be like, okay, we can do that. I have actually changed my schedules before and made it fit me, and other people didn't know about it. And so they're walking around, they like, how you get that schedule? How you get that schedule? Like, I'm not telling anyone, but it's like, man, I just told them what I could do. Like, but a lot of people learned that in America. Like, you could literally just tell them what schedule will best work for you, and if they really, need a worker or don't mind it, they'll just let you do it. Now, if you got some strict person or someone who want to abuse their power, they feel like, wherever it is, they might just not like your energy or something. They'll be like, oh, no, we can't do that, blah, blah, blah. You like, I quit. And they'll be like, yeah. They probably wanted you to quit, to be honest with you. They probably felt like you was a bad employee. But the jokes is always on them. Because usually they'll get rid of you, and then they'll have nobody to really replace you, and then they got to do your job. So stick it to them, Or if they do get somebody to replace you, replace your job, most of that time that person probably ends up quitting on them or not doing a good job. So jokes on them. You never know. I say jokes on them. Yeah, because they couldn't fit your schedule. But some people be having crazy schedules, requests like, oh, I can't do Tuesday at 2 o'clock, but I could do that on Monday, 2 o'clock, but Tuesday I need to come in at 4 o'clock. It's like, man, you want too much. Like, you trying to, you trying to have like a special, super special, custom schedule. Like, there's some people who ask for like too much, like ridiculous amount of like, I need this. But what people really look at for the internet is you want to make a couple thousand. And I'm just being realistic. That's what people really looking at. It's like, if you get picked up as a big influencer, you're gonna make $5,000-$10,000 in a month. A month. That's real. as one of a top influencer. Like I got messages from YouTube and they said, "You one of our top influencers. Could you write us and tell us how we can better improve the platform or whatnot?" I just want to say, as one of the top influencers, that $2,500 a month, that's a real deal on YouTube. You can really make that, but it's a lot of work. It's not just doing, like, you have to do the work. You have to get up. You have to make the videos. And that's the truth. Cheers, and God bless to all.